No one truly knows what's going on in NBA Youngboy's mind. For most people, being on house arrest for federal crimes would discourage them from engaging in further illegal activities. However, NBA Youngboy seemed to think otherwise. Shockingly, he masterminded an illegal prescription drug ring and, in an almost comedic twist, impersonated an elderly woman to obtain prescription medications. The courtroom was stunned when prosecutors exposed the intricate details of his operation, and Youngboy himself appeared in disbelief as his sentencing unfolded. NBA Youngboy, born Kentrell Dezeen Gowden, is a prominent name in hip-hop, known for his raw lyrics and chaotic hailing from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. His rise to stardom is a testament to his extraordinary talent and relentless drive. From a young age, he turned to music as an escape, channeling his struggles growing up in a rough neighborhood. His early mixtapes, released in his teenage years, quickly garnered attention for their distinct voice and compelling storytelling. Youngboy's big break came in 2016 with the release of his mixtape 38 Baby, which propelled him in projects like AI Youngboy and Until Death Call My Name further cemented his position as one of the most promising talents in the industry. However, his career has often been overshadowed by legal troubles and controversies, with his run-ins with the law frequently making headlines. The situation escalated dramatically in April 2024, when he was arrested in Utah for his involvement in a prescription drug fraud ring, according to court documents. The scheme involved using the identity of a real doctor and fake patient information to call in prescriptions. These were primarily for promethazine with codeine, a sought-after substance. Youngboy and his associates would then pick up the prescriptions. The case, rife with allegations of identity fraud and forgery, has captivated public attention, further entangling Youngboy's
been known to have acquired various prescription medications, specifically promethazine with codeine, which is a cough suppressant that's heavily abused.
The audacity of NBA Youngboy's alleged actions became even more evident when he reportedly impersonated a doctor in his scheme, a move that immediately raised red flags. This slip-up ultimately led to a deeper investigation and his eventual arrest. The charges against him are serious: 2 counts of third-degree felony identity fraud, 2 counts of third-degree felony forgery, and 6 counts of misdemeanor unlawful pharmacy conduct. This isn't the first time Youngboy has faced legal issues. His history includes multiple arrests for various offenses, including weapon charges and assault, dating back to his teenage years. Despite these legal battles, Youngboy has managed to keep a loyal fan base, captivated by his raw and honest portrayal of life in his music. However, the prescription drug case marks a significant escalation in his legal troubles involving both federal and state jurisdictions, which highlights the gravity of the charges against him. As the case develops, it's becoming clear that this could be a turning point in his life and career.
The defendant is ultimately criminally responsible, particularly under Utah Code 76-202, for a large-scale prescription drug fraud ring that has been known to have acquired various prescription medications.
The prescription drug fraud scheme that ensnared NBA Youngboy was a complex operation, revealing a web of deceit that spanned multiple jurisdictions. At the center of the scheme was a methodical approach to illegally obtaining prescription drugs, exploiting loopholes within the healthcare system. The scheme involved impersonating medical professionals to call in prescriptions for promethazine with codeine, a potent cough syrup often abused for its sedative effects. According to court documents, the operation began with a suspect calling a pharmacy, pretending to be a legitimate doctor, and using a fraudulent patient name and birth date. A prescription for promethazine with codeine would then be requested. Once the prescription was filled, the pharmacy, unaware of the deception, had the medication ready for pickup. NBA Youngboy and his associates, referred to in the affidavit as known associates 1 and 2, were responsible for picking up the prescription drugs, completing the illegal operation.
Mr. Gowden had acted with others in this criminal activity, particularly where there were 2 co-defendants, which were recently had their cases resolved before this court, and those co-defendants were intercepted as they were trying to pick up fraudulent.
Authorities began to suspect foul play when a pharmacy flagged a suspicious prescription for promethazine with codeine under the name Gwendolyn Cox. This red flag prompted a deeper investigation into the activities surrounding the prescription, eventually leading to the detention of 2 women believed to be NBA Youngboy's associates. These women were apprehended when they attempted to collect the medication. A pivotal moment in the investigation occurred when Gwendolyn Cox herself contacted the police, attempting to clarify and verify the situation. This interaction further raised suspicions and played a crucial role in unraveling the operation, bringing the authorities closer to uncovering the full extent of the fraud scheme.
Thereafter, someone contacted law enforcement, pretending to be an elderly woman to whom the fraudulent prescription belonged. The prescription was listed to be for a Gwendolyn Cox, but this elderly woman, who was clearly someone pretending to be an elderly woman, said her name was Gwendolyn White, and couldn't provide a birth.
However, during the investigation, the officer handling the call noticed several inconsistencies. The caller, claiming to be Gwendolyn Cox, refused to provide a birth year or address and, more tellingly, used a distinctly fake voice. The officer noted that Gwendolyn sounded like a much younger male from the southern United States, using the word "a" instead of "asked," a linguistic trait typical of southern dialects. The following day, NBA Youngboy himself used the same linguistic quirk in a conversation with the officer, solidifying the suspicion that he was the voice behind Gwendolyn Cox. This linguistic evidence, along with other findings, led to Youngboy's arrest and the filing of multiple charges. As investigators delved deeper into the case, they uncovered a pattern of fraudulent activity linking the prescriptions to Youngboy and his associates. This discovery set off a chain of events, leading to his arrest. Authorities in Utah, working with federal agencies, launched an extensive investigation into the prescription drug ring. The case gained momentum quickly, with investigators piecing together evidence that painted a damning picture of Youngboy's involvement. Surveillance footage, phone records, and witness testimonies were gathered, building a solid case against the rapper and his associates. On the evening of April 16, 2024, NBA Youngboy was taken into custody by the Cache County Sheriff's Office. This arrest was the culmination of an extensive investigation involving high-profile agencies, including the FBI, the Secret Service, and a SWAT team. These agencies executed a search warrant at Youngboy's residence in Salt Lake City, Utah, where he had been under house arrest since late 2021. The charges against NBA Youngboy were numerous and severe, including accusations of a pattern of unlawful activity, violations of the Utah Controlled Substances Act, the Identity Fraud Act, and fraud. Additional charges included procuring or attempting to procure drugs or prescriptions, identity fraud, forgery, possession of controlled substances, and possession of a dangerous weapon by a restricted person. These charges painted a complex picture of alleged criminal activities that ensnared the rapper. The involvement of multiple law enforcement agencies underscored the seriousness of the charges. The FBI's participation suggested the investigation may have national implications, while the Secret Service's involvement pointed to concerns over identity fraud and forgery. The presence of a SWAT team during the arrest indicated a heightened perceived threat level and the need for enhanced security measures. As the legal proceedings unfolded, Youngboy's legal team faced significant challenges due to the complexity of the case involving both state and federal jurisdictions. Despite these challenges, the team worked hard to negotiate a plea deal aimed at reducing the consequences for the rapper. This was crucial, as Youngboy was already facing separate federal charges that could result in a lengthy prison sentence. Ultimately, in a Utah court, Youngboy pleaded guilty to the state charges as part of a larger plea agreement. 4 felony charges were reduced to class A misdemeanors, resulting in a fine of $25,000 and no prison time. This outcome was considered a significant victory for Youngboy, given the potential severity of the charges.
The state has agreed to a 402 reduction for each of those 4 felony counts. They would all be reduced to class A misdemeanors, and the case would close at that point.
NBA Youngboy's guilty plea in the prescription drug fraud case has sent shockwaves throughout the music industry and beyond, raising questions about what this means for his career and future. As one of the most prominent figures in hip-hop, his legal troubles have not only captivated fans, but also sparked a broader debate about the challenges young artists face under the public's scrutiny. Reactions to his guilty plea have been divided. His loyal fan base, known for their unwavering support, has largely rallied behind him, expressing hope that he can overcome these legal challenges and continue making music. Social media has been flooded with messages of encouragement, with fans emphasizing their belief in his talent and potential for redemption. However, there is also a portion of the public that views his ongoing legal troubles as a cautionary tale. For them, his situation highlights the pitfalls of fame and the consequences of poor decision-making. While some see him as a symbol of resilience who can bounce back, others view his struggles as a warning for those navigating the pressures of stardom.
To the charge of pharmacy fraud, a Class A misdemeanor, 6 separate counts. How do you plead to each 6 of those charges?
No contest.
The reactions within the music industry to NBA Youngboy's legal issues have been divided. Some insiders see his legal troubles as a significant setback that could hinder his ability to collaborate with other artists and perform at major events. The uncertainty surrounding his legal status could also limit his touring opportunities, which are crucial for maintaining a successful career. On the other hand, there are those who believe his raw talent and authenticity will help him weather this storm. They argue that his legal struggles could add depth to his music, providing a new layer of complexity to his artistry. However, this is not the first time Youngboy has found himself in legal trouble. His history with the law dates back to his teenage years, beginning with arrests for various offenses, including weapons charges and assault. His journey into the criminal justice system started in 2015 when, at just 15 years old, Youngboy, born Kentrell Deshawn Gowden, was arrested for robbery in his hometown of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. This first encounter with the law set the stage for the turbulent years to come. In November 2016, Youngboy's legal troubles escalated when he was arrested in Austin, Texas, before a concert performance. This arrest stemmed from an alleged drive-by shooting in Baton Rouge, where Youngboy was charged with 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder. Facing a lengthy prison sentence, Youngboy managed to secure a plea deal, which resulted in a 9-month jail sentence and 3 years of probation. This deal allowed him to return to his music career, though his legal issues continued to cast a shadow over his personal life and art. His probation was violated in May 2019 after a shooting outside the Trump International Beach Resort, which was linked to a feud with fellow rapper T. Grizzly. The incident resulted in the injury of his girlfriend and the tragic death of a bystander, Muhammad Drat. Although Youngboy was not directly responsible for Drat's death, the event led to a 3-month jail stint due to a probation violation. In September 2020, Youngboy's legal troubles took another turn when he was arrested. During a contraband sweep on the set of a video shoot in Baton Rouge, he was taken into custody alongside 16 others on charges including felony possession of drugs and a stolen firearm. The police discovered a stash of firearms, including an AK-47, as well as drugs like hydrocodone, marijuana, and Xanax, and $47,000 in cash. The Baton Rouge police further linked the individuals detained to the Never Broke Again gang and the Bottom Boy guerrillas, intensifying the scrutiny on Youngboy's associations and activities. This arrest added more fuel to the growing concerns about his lifestyle and choices. Local and federal authorities had a tense showdown when NBA Youngboy's attorney, James Manas, swiftly defended his client, stating that Youngboy was innocent of the charges he faced. Manas argued that the authorities had arrived on the scene following a tip about possible firearms, but without concrete evidence of a crime. He emphasized that no firearms or controlled substances were found on Youngboy or in his immediate vicinity. This legal battle added fuel to the ongoing tension between Youngboy's public persona and the legal challenges he continued to face as his team worked to navigate the complexities of the justice system. The public response to Youngboy's arrest was divided, with some fans and critics viewing his legal issues as a reflection of systemic flaws in the justice system, while others saw it as a continuation of his pattern of risky behavior. Despite the ongoing controversy surrounding his personal life, Youngboy's music continued to thrive. His mixtape 38 Baby 2 and album Top achieved commercial success, further solidifying his status as a prominent figure in the rap industry. However, Youngboy's personal issues were far from over. In 2021, he was apprehended by the FBI in Los Angeles on March 22 following a failed traffic stop linked to an outstanding federal warrant. The situation escalated when Youngboy reportedly fled on foot, prompting a dramatic police chase that involved a K-9 unit. The incident quickly became a media spectacle, with reports that authorities discovered a firearm in his vehicle. The events leading up to Youngboy's arrest unfolded like a high-stakes drama. The LAPD had been tracking Youngboy due to an outstanding federal warrant, a serious matter that had garnered attention from federal authorities. When officers attempted to pull him over, Youngboy chose to flee, leading to a high-speed chase through Los Angeles. The LAPD pursued him through heavy traffic, with sirens blaring and lights flashing. Onlookers watched in disbelief as the chase unfolded in real time on social media. Realizing he couldn't outrun the law, Youngboy made a bold move by abandoning his vehicle and running on foot in an attempt to evade capture. This prompted the LAPD to call in a K-9 unit, signaling the seriousness of the situation. Meanwhile, the FBI became involved in the investigation, overseeing the booking and charging process once Youngboy was apprehended. The collaboration between local authorities and the FBI underscored the gravity of the situation and the significant coordination required to bring him into custody. The pursuit of NBA Youngboy ended when he was located and taken into custody, marking the conclusion of a dramatic series of events that had kept the public on edge. The discovery of a firearm in his vehicle added further complexity to the case, although it remained unclear whether the weapon belonged to him. This incident, like many others in Youngboy's career, highlights his ongoing struggles with the law. Fans and observers continue to watch closely as his story unfolds, wondering how his latest legal troubles will impact his future. Youngboy's journey from the streets of Baton Rouge to the heights of the music industry has been marked by both significant achievements and legal battles. Despite his success, his life has been riddled with challenges, the most recent being the prescription drug fraud case in Utah that garnered national attention. As the case progressed, the severity of the charges threatened to derail his career, but in a strategic move, his defense team managed to negotiate a plea deal. This deal reduced the felony charges to misdemeanors, sparing Youngboy from prison time in Utah, a relief for both him and his fans. However, Youngboy's legal woes are far from over. The Utah case was only part of a larger legal saga, which included additional charges in Weber County. These charges led to a 27-month federal prison sentence, followed by 5 years of federal probation. The combination of these challenges painted a complex picture of a young artist struggling with the consequences of his actions, both professionally and personally. The sentencing hearing for the prescription drug fraud case was a tense moment, with all eyes on District Judge Spencer Walsh. As the courtroom waited for the verdict, the judge took an unexpected step by addressing Youngboy directly, offering words that went beyond the usual formality of a sentencing. "Your talent and potential shouldn't be robbed by addiction," Judge Walsh remarked, acknowledging both Youngboy's struggles and his undeniable gifts. This moment of honesty from the bench was a rare departure from the typically detached demeanor of judges during sentencing, leaving a lasting impression on those in the courtroom and, no doubt, on Youngboy himself.
Golden, I've seen so many times that good men and women who have a lot of talent and potential, that they can be robbed of that potential when they start to really struggle with their addiction.
Judge Walsh's words went beyond just addressing NBA Youngboy's past. They served as a beacon of hope for his future. By emphasizing the importance of overcoming addiction, the judge pointed to a path of personal growth and redemption. This encouragement was a reminder of the potential within Youngboy, urging him to rise above his challenges and seize the opportunity to turn his life around. The judge's message conveyed not only the gravity of the situation, but also the possibility of a positive transformation, offering a glimmer of hope for the rapper's future despite the difficulties he has faced.
So I don't want that for you. You seem like a very talented young man. I'm hoping in your future that once you're done with your federal prison time, that you can be really successful on federal probation and have a really bright future where you can reach your full potential.
The unfolding stories of NBA Youngboy, Young Thug, and Lil Durk reflect a troubling trend in the lives of many artists who, despite their musical success, struggle to break free from cycles of legal troubles and criminal activity. While Youngboy's legal battles are far from over, his acceptance of future jail time reflects a deep resignation, a mindset shaped by years of arrests and ongoing court cases. The fact that he remains under house arrest while awaiting a federal trial highlights the persistent nature of his struggles. Meanwhile, the stories of Young Thug and Lil Durk further illustrate the heavy toll that these legal entanglements have. Young Thug's decision to take a plea deal and avoid further prison time is a rare, happy ending, but the terms of his probation suggest a long road to redemption. Lil Durk's involvement in a murder-for-hire case and the looming threat of a life sentence paint a far grimmer picture. What links these artists together is their shared history of rising from difficult backgrounds only to fall back into criminality, seemingly as a means of survival or to maintain their street credibility. It's a sobering reflection of the broader issues facing many within the music industry, where fame and fortune often intersect with dangerous lifestyles and legal peril. As for Youngboy, the future remains uncertain. Will he finally escape the cycle of crime and incarceration? Or will he pay the ultimate price for his actions? Only time will tell.